And we are back for Stanhope Elmore football as Rehobeth wins the toss. All right, welcome back to Stanhope Elmore football. Here with playoff implications on the line as the Stanhope Elmore Mustangs are now one play into their first drive of the game. A win here means so much for this Mustangs team. Been so long since they've reached the playoffs, and a win here clinches it for them. So 2nd and 7 after the D Barnes run. Another storyline. First game back for Davis Foshee after dealing with that injury that knocked him out for a couple of games. He's going to start off early and throws it deep to Trey Smith, but for some reason, a lot of contact, a lot of holding there, but no call made there by the refs. So 3rd and 7 here for the Mustangs. Another handoff to D Barnes. And he's going to get a few there, but get stymied by this Rebel defense. We get 4th and 5 here. The Mustangs offense 3 and out on their first drive of the game in this one, which still a little controversial on whether or not that was a PI or not. It was like John Espy back to punt the ball. And it's going to get a nice roll back, and that's going to be Rehobeth's ball starting off on what they're going to call the 32-yard line. So now we get the first look here at the Mustang defense. A unit that head coach Hunter Adams is very proud of this season. It looks like Rehobeth has a fullback, which is awesome to see in today's time. But I'm going to do a quick little out route there to the wide receiver, who's going to get a first down across the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Rehobeth on the 42-yard line on the Mustang side of the field. Whole lot of movement there. They're going to call offsides on the Mustangs there. It's going to make it 1st and 5. A series of unfortunate events for the Mustangs so far in this game. A little trickeration here. So 2nd and 3 after the trick play. A lot of guys in the backfield. And a lot of movement. Mustangs completely flipped their defense around. Another trick play there. And that stopped possibly for the first down marker. So 3rd and 1 here for Rehobeth. Direct snap, and it's going to be a first down and more for the Rebels. And not sure exactly. The Mustangs have the football, but I don't think a fumble was declared. And that's going to do it. That's a fumble, and the Mustangs get the football. A very confusing play there that turns into the Mustangs' favor. A whole crowd of people who are very confused as to what just happened. So a nice break there for the Mustangs defense, able to get a turnover after the Rebels kind of went down the field on them. And off to D. Barnes, going to cut around the right side, maybe get a couple. They're going to indicate him with 3 yards there, so 2nd down and 7. And D. Barnes has been having himself a season thus far. Another handoff here for D. And he's going to pull a bunch of Rebels forward. I can give him another 3 on that one. 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 here. Mustangs in their own red zone right now. Another handoff to D, a little hesitation. Breaks off one tackle. And it's going to be a foot race down the field. And only one man to beat, but Darrell Crum there with the block, and that's going to be a D. Barnes touchdown, 72 yards. What a run by the junior running back. And Espy's kick, hold is muffed. Grayson Jones not able to do anything with it. So PAT is no good. Mustangs just keep the 6-point lead. And we're back. Sorry, everybody. We had some technical difficulties up here in the booth. But 3rd and 8 here. And a behind the fullback there. Forced him to go to the ground to make the catch. Gets 3 yards, though. 4th and 5. So 5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Mustangs up 6-0. And it looks like the Mustangs have 2 punt returners back in the backfield. And Rehobeth calls a timeout, stopping the clock with 4:39. During the timeout, we're going to talk about D. Barnes for a little bit, who's been having himself a great season. 140 carries on the year, 1,159 yards, 19 touchdowns, and averaging about 8.3 yards per carry, which through the game so far, 165.6 yards per game. And, to add a little cherry on top, 12th in the state in rushing yards and tied for 2nd in touchdowns. Of course, D. Barnes also the little brother of Des Barnes, the D tackle at Missouri State, and the Seattle Seahawk, T.J. Jackson, as that punt goes out of bounds. And it's going to be at the 37-yard line for the Mustangs to take over. Looking to add their lead and, of course, try to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Of course, this also has a lot to do with seeding-wise. The Mustangs can lose this game, but will need to win next week versus Wetumpka. And, of course, if you win this week and win next week, you get a lot better of a seeding, which goes a lot in your favor. Of course, 4th place in 6A Region 2, looking to possibly play Saraland High School. A discussion going on with the chain gang. So Mustangs actually got given a couple of yards there, but trying to figure out exactly what's going on in the field here. No one knows what ball we're going to use or where the down marker is. And now they're going to back up the Mustangs even further, which is odd because that's not even where they down the ball at. So a little confusing on that front. But first, if the Mustangs, of course, are going to give it right back to D. Barnes, who is going to break another big run. That'll be a first down for D. Barnes, getting the Mustangs down near the 50, around the 45-yard line. We're going to call them down at. Of course, a quick little region update. Russell County and Pike Road currently battling head-to-head. The top 2 spots in 6A Region 2. Pike Road currently has the early 6-0 lead. Same score we got here. Quick pass from Davis Foshee. He's going to find, it looks like Leland Merritt based on that speed. That is Leland Merritt. Takes the slant route and goes the distance. 55 yards for Leland Merritt. What a play. Whereas Leland Merritt also, if you can't tell based off the speed on that play, is a track athlete as well. Caught that ball and went the distance. And Espy's kick that time goes through. So early 13-0 lead here for the Mustangs. Offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. One by air and one by land. And the Mustangs looking to keep this undefeated record at home true. And taking a quick look at the standings, of course, Stanhope Elmore currently in that third spot, but tied with Wetumpka, 4-3 records for the both of them with 2-2. One of these two teams is going to have to deal with Saraland in the playoffs if they both can keep their spots. Wetumpka currently playing Park Cross in the night, so we'll get updates on that as that game progresses. Of course, currently right here in the Brook, the Mustangs on top, 13-0 with 3:48 left to go in the first quarter. And Grayson Jones's kick is up. And it's caught on the run. Something Grayson Jones has done so well at this season is, of course, those turnovers on the kickoffs. I mean, he has perfected the backspin on those. If that ball hits the turf, it's bouncing back into the hands of a Mustang. Oh, and a big run here by Rehobeth. DeAndre Washington able to make the tackle, but Jay Stone there to make the touchdown-saving tackle on the play. Rehobeth not one to give up so easily. Back in the red zone. Their last time in the red zone, of course, had that fumble. I think Rehobeth was getting some big yards out of these trick plays they were doing, moving about 5 people before each snap. But this one, a direct snap, gets about, they're going to call about 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here. Get them on the 18-yard line. Another trick play there. Works well for Rehobeth that they get the first down. Now in the 1st and goal territory. Jesse Christensen there with the tackle. Of course, currently the leading tackler on this Mustangs defense. And the self-proclaimed hardest hitter on the team. Another trick play, a little end-around pass. And looked like Jesse again. So a little under the 2-minute mark here. 2nd and goal on the 12-yard line for the Rebels. No direct snap. This time it's a keeper. And look like Demarion Thomas there getting the tackle. Trying to see exactly what yard line. They're going to say he was out at the 8-yard line. Be 3rd and goal. And the bells are ringing here at 17 Springs, meaning it's a big 3rd down here for the Mustangs defense. Another pass play. And it looks like it's going to be a touchdown for Rehobeth. Receiver got through the defense and just sat there waiting for it, but there's a flag on the play. Personal foul on Stanhope Elmore. So with the ball on the 2-yard line. Rehobeth keeps their offense out there, it looks like. Moving everyone every which way. I'm going to call offsides on Stanhope Elmore. So I'll move it a yard closer to the end zone. And the Mustangs have yet to have an answer for that movement up front. So 2-point conversion attempt yet again. And didn't get it. Got the yard shorter, but not able to get across the plane. So a big stand there by the Mustangs there, keeping it a 7-point game. As both these offenses kind of exploded at the end of this first quarter. The Mustangs getting ready to start their 4th drive of the game. And, of course, that personal foul coming in clutch for the Rebels, forcing that towards the kick right now. And it looks like an onside kick. Went right down the middle of the Mustangs' return. No one in sight to get it. And just like that, the Mustangs' defense back out on the field. So first tip for Rehobeth yet again right here on the 29-yard line. Another trick play there, and Jesse Christensen there to make the big-time play. Still going to be a gain of 6, though. 2nd and 4. So under 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Rehobeth looking to tie the game up. Direct snap yet again. That time not getting as far, but they're going to give him 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. And we'll see what the Rebels do here at the start of the second quarter. We'll be right back right here at the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network. Rebels start the second quarter with a first down run. Another direct snap. And it's chunk play after chunk play after chunk play for this Rebel offense. So 2nd and 6. More than likely to be another direct snap, and it is. Handoff. Gets a couple on the play. Make it 3rd and 4. So a big 3rd down here, yet again for this Mustangs defense. Gotta go watch out for the pass here on this play. Another handoff on the jet. And got tackled by his own teammate on that one, it looked like. Might be a loss of a couple. Make it loss of 3. 4th and 7. And it looks like the Rehobeth Rebels are going to keep their offense on the field. So 4th and 7. And a Rebel jumps offside, so that's going to push him back even farther away. Fourth and 12. So still going for it on 4th and 12. And going for the pass play. Dominic Sager chasing the quarterback down. And right through the hands of a wide open receiver. That'll be Mustang ball. 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. So after back-to-back-to-back drives of scores here, a couple of drives in a row from both teams of stymied offenses. Hand off to D. Barnes, patient up the gut. And D. Barnes asking for the contact. We're able to get a big run on that one. It's going to be an 11-yard gain. Again, D. Barnes having himself a phenomenal season thus far. Another handoff to Barnes. We'll get about 4 on that one. Make it 2nd down and 6. Quick pass there. The screen pass, trying to see who the receiver is. Looks like Jarrell Crum getting it and going. It's going to be 3rd down and inches. And when you have a running back who's averaging about 8 yards to carry, 3rd and inches sounds extremely reachable. Hand off to Barnes. And that's going to be a touchdown for D. Barnes. Taking it all the way from the 37-yard line. Another large run for Barnes. 63 yards on that one. So Espy's kick is up. Espy's kick is good. (20-6) here. So Mustangs up 20-6. Only real bad play offensively was the botched hold on that first PAT. But the Mustangs making a bunch of big plays here. Every touchdown, I believe, longer than 50 yards. So the Rebels taking over here. 7:07 left to go in the first half. First and 10 from the 35. Direct snap to the fullback. It's again a tough guy to bring down, but not too tough for Jesse Christensen. So first and 10 here for the Rebels. Go for the pass yet again. And a low ball, but still almost scooped up off the ground by DeAndre Washington. The Mustangs' former starting quarterback over the past few games. Did what he could versus Russell County and versus Pike Road. I was like, Rehobeth calls a timeout. Second and 10 here for the Rebels after the timeout. Another trick play here. Takes it around the edge after the fake handoff. And they finally blow the whistle. And I think they're going to say no gain on the play. So it's going to be third and 10. So third and 10 after we get halfway through the second quarter. Mustang defense stepping up right now. Another pass play. And picked off by Jay Stone. What a play by the senior Rover. Joy Dayton Carter Stone. Someone Coach Adams calls an extension of his coaching. Jumping up and getting a big interception there on third and long. Mustangs take over on the 46-yard line. And after the big play there by Jay Stone. And they're going to pass right away for Davis Foshee, looking down the field. And almost reeled in. Trying to get an exact player. I think that was Trey Smith. That's twice they've called that play. They want that play to work. which the first attempt, controversial no call on a PI. I got a holding call to me. But Trey Smith almost reeled in that one. Would have been a tough catch to make. Hand off to D. Barnes. Going to take it around the right side. It's going to be another big run by D. Barnes. Going from the 46 to the end zone. Another 50-plus yard touchdown by the Mustangs. And another bad hold there. The PAT, no good. Another big play there. Every single touchdown scored by the Mustangs tonight has been 50 or more yards. 3 of which coming at the legs of D. Barnes, one of the top running backs in the state of Alabama. Another kickoff for Grayson Jones. Correction, that was John Espy. Trying to see exactly if they called that a free kick out of bounds. We sit here and wait to see what the update is here on where the ball is going to be placed. Current score updates from around Region 6A. Pike Road currently up 21-6 on Russell County. Still not getting that update yet from the Wetumpka game, but we will get that shortly. Now, looks like just going to do a re-kick. All right, got an update. Currently in the second quarter, Wetumpka is up 9-0 on Park Crossing. Grayson Jones in. A line drive kick from Grayson Jones goes off the hands of a Rebel, and he just dives on it, setting up his offense in terrible field position inside their own 15-yard line. First and 10 here on the own 12-yard line. Another little trick play. That'll work well for the Rebels on that one, getting about, you can say about 5 or 6 on the play. They're going to say 6, so 2nd and 4. No one in the backfield this time for Rehobeth. And it looks like there's going to be a legal procedure there on the Rehobeth Rebels, pushing it back 5 more yards to 2nd and 14. And 26-6 here, 4:30 left to go in this first half. Again, Mustangs looking to clinch a playoff berth here. Quarterback keeper. And a herd of Mustangs there getting the tackle. So it's about 3rd and 9 here. And under the 4-minute mark. Looking for a deep ball, looking for the slant. And it looks like Kendarius Greer there gets a hand up and get himself his own little PBU. So 4th and 9, and the Rebels are looking to punt. So 3:30 left to go. Mustangs getting another chance. Oh, blocked. Well, I can't even say what happened there. Someone was in prime position for a blocked punt but hesitated and then let the punter get away from him. It's going to be a 4th down conversion by the Rehobeth punter. I'm not too sure exactly who that was that got back there. But definitely would have been the another big highlight touchdown here. Rehobeth gets new life here on offense. And there's Dominic Sager there to get the TFL. Second and long. Direct snap to number 11. Hand off to 7. That'll be a TFL for Tay Lewis. Get 3rd and 12. Third down, another trick play. And another play that goes backwards for the Rebels. And out of bounds. Going to stop the clock at 1:59. 4th and 15. So those 2 punt returners are Ja'Cory Thompson, who's newly wearing number 4, and DeAndre Washington, number 5. And again, I imagine the Mustangs get another chance to block a punt here. I don't imagine they're going to hesitate again. Might have been a little blocked, but it just might have been a bad punt. So 1:38 here left to go in the first half. Mustangs with another chance to score. And oddly enough, their best field position of the night. We have an injured player on the field. We'll be right back with the potentially last drive for the Stanhope Elmore offense on the other side. So 1st and 10 right now for the Mustangs. And a run up the middle doesn't get very far. 4 yards when we get 2nd and 6. Another injury on the field, so stop the clock. Second and 6 here. And 1:18 left to go in the first half. Mustangs up 26-6. Little play action pass gets tipped. Falls incomplete, intended for JoJo Griffin. So 3rd and 6. Play action pass. Davis Foshee gets sacked. No time. It's going to be 4th down and 10. The sack loses 4 on the play as Jonathan Espy goes back out to attempt another punt. Espy reels in the kick or the snap, and could be a beautiful punt. And they're going to call it a touchback, despite Jay Stone touching that before falling into the end zone. So, unless you can start picking it up and moving it, I would have said that was down at the 1 yard line. That's going to start Rehobeth off here. 25 seconds left to go. Update. So we dealt with some technical issues here with the audio, so we'll have the video footage of the halftime shows, but we'll not have the audio as Rehobeth looks to run the clock out. Another big play there by Jesse Christensen. And it looks like Rehobeth might just take it to halftime. So that's going to do it for the first half of play here. Mustangs up 26-6. 1 half left to go between the Mustangs and a clinched playoff spot. We'll be right back with the second half right here on the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network. And we are back with the second half here at 17 Springs. Mustangs 1/2 away from clinching the playoff spot for the first time since 2020. So penalty on the Mustangs moves the ball up. Rehobeth starts off the second half on the 35-yard line. Another pass play. Quarterback's going to keep it. And Jesse Christensen, as well as a few other Mustangs there to make the tackle. So make it 2nd and 5. Update from Region 6A. Wetumpka up 17-0 over Park Crossing. And Pike Road currently up 35-6 on Russell County. Ready for 2nd down and 5. Another direct snap, number 11. He's able to fall forward about 6 yards and get the first down. First and 10 after the run there by the Rebels. Another direct snap. And that goes straight up. It looks like it's going to be another first down, but I think they're going to call it 2nd and inches. KG getting the tackle on that one. Second and 1. Another direct handoff there to 16. Again, able to get the first down. First and 10. Another direct snap. And the Mustangs ready for that one. That ball goes nowhere. 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for the Rebels. Fakes the jet, looking down the field, has a guy wide open, secures it, and brought out of bounds by DeAndre Washington. So 1st and 10 after the pass play puts the Rebels inside the red zone. And that run up the gut goes nowhere for the Rebels. Second and 9. Another direct snap, this time the number 10. And not able to get through Dalen Nixon and Jesse Christensen. Again, another player spotlight here on Jesse. One of those big-time seniors that Coach Adams loves to brag about. Last game versus Pike Road, despite the outcome, he still left the game with 21 tackles. So 3rd and 7. Pass complete, gets 6 yards. Let me get 4th and 1. Or did I say 4th and... Yeah, 4th and 1. And the Rebels going to keep their offense on the field here. Or another direct snap. That's been working out very well. And they do, and they move. 1st and 10. We have 1st and goal here. We have an injured Mustang on the field. Rebels make some magic happen there on the 2-point conversion. A drive that took almost half the quarter away ends at 8 points. Mustangs keep a 12-point lead as they get ready to get the ball again. So 6:47 left to go in the 3rd quarter after the touchdown drive that ended in 8 points for the Rebels. Another onside kick. Mustangs ready for it this time. Oh, Zachariah Goodson there getting the recovery. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs here. First drive of the second half. Starts off with a handoff to D. Barnes. And D. Barnes breaks away yet again. 63 yards. D. Barnes well over 200 in this one. All of his touchdowns from 50 or more. Truly a legacy performance here for D. Barnes. (72, 63, 64, and 58 are the yardages for every single one of D. Barnes' 4 touchdowns in this game. Truly a performance worthy of a Fever Athlete of the Week recognition. One play, one run, and the 4th score for D. Barnes. As Grayson Jones goes out to kick off to Rehobeth. And Grayson Jones' kick is up. Line drive off the hands of a Rehobeth Rebel again. Well, he's going to try to return it. And tackled by Joseph Griffin. Actually, more so thrown out of bounds by Joseph Griffin. So 1st and 10 here on the 30-yard line after the return by Rehobeth. Looking for, fooled me on the pass. I was looking for the pass play, but the run, but the Mustangs defense was not fooled on that one. They're going to call it 2nd and 10. Finally past the 6-minute mark, left to go in this 3rd quarter. Going a little rollout pass, looking down the field. Mustangs have it covered up. And a flag on the play. And the ref saw pass interference on that one. That looked to be called on potentially DeAndre Washington. So 1st and 10 now on the 45-yard line after the PI. And another direct handoff there. And Jesse Christian's the first one to get there with the help of Demarion Thomas, able to pull him back. Still gains a yard on the play, though. The direct snap to 16. Who's been a tough man to bring down. Gets about 6 on that play. Actually, it's going to be 5 on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 4. The 3rd down there as we get ready to get past the 4-minute mark. Another direct snap. Number 10 this time. Cuts in the middle of the field. And they're going to give him an extra yard on that one. It's going to cross the 1st down marker. First and 10 on the Mustang 44-yard line. And we have an injury on the play. All right, 1st and 10. First and on the 44-yard line. Direct snap to the fullback. Jesse Christensen, first one to get there again. Contemplated calling it a fumble. The only thing that fell was Christensen's helmet. So Jeremiah Thigpen checks into the game for Christensen. Well, Region 2 update real quick. Wetumpka currently up 20-0 in the 3rd quarter over Park Crossing. I'll do the Pike Road score after this play. That's going to be an incomplete pass. Let me get 3rd down and 7. Update Pike Road currently up 35-6 over Russell County. Looking to clinch a number 1 seed in Region 2. Of course, Pike Road suffering 2 losses to 7A schools. Rehobeth looking to pass down the field. And they're going to say he made the catch. Over the head of Demarion Thomas. It's going to put them in the red zone. And gets immediately out of bounds after the catch. So 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line. Oh, and they're going to start running the clock. All right, 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Direct snap to number 10. Another herd of Mustangs there to make the play. Looks to gain about 3 on the play. Rehobeth reversing the entire offense. Direct snap, then a handoff. It fools everyone but Jesse Christensen, about 4 other Mustangs, and get the TFL. A quick update on the Region 6A standing. So Pike Road going to continuously keep that number 1 spot if they continue on their trajectory. Stanhope and Wetumpka looking to both move to 3-2 in the region, 5-3 on the season. Of course, setting up for a big-time matchup next week to see who gets 3rd place in the region. 3rd and 7 here inside the red zone. Rehobeth looking to pass the ball. And underthrows his receiver. So it'll be a 4th down and 7. And Rehoboth's going to keep their offense out on the field. And again, if Rehoboth wants to come back into this one, they're going to need to get some quicker drives. Both of their drives in this half have taken over 6 minutes. Look at the pass deep on this one. Jacorian Smoke not able to get the sack. Screen pass. And might need to check the chains here. That's going to be very close. And they're going to say he didn't get it. So that's going to be Mustang football in prime scoring territory if you go based off of tonight. Mustangs have not scored on a drive that started inside the Rehobeth side of the field. So 55 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. It's a party indeed here in 17 Springs. So 1st and 10 on the 5-yard line. And after they declare it to be the Mustang football, now the chains come out. It's a little odd to do this after both teams have already sent their opposing teams out there. So now a lot of confusion here going on with the umpires. I don't know, from up here where the ball is spotted, they're going to give it back to Rehobeth. Another controversial move there by the referees. For starters, it looked like a very questionable placement of where the ball carrier went down. Gave him about an extra 2 yards. They declared it he didn't get to the 1st down marker, and then put the offense out there, and then they redo the chains. So these are very confusing times right now as we get ready to end the 3rd quarter. Another direct handoff. 16 does not go anywhere. Might have got a yard on the play, if any. And Dominic Sager there to stop the direct snap. And we have an injured Rebel on the field. We're back. Second and goal here for Rehobeth after the injury. A direct snap here, number 11. Jesse Christensen there, laying the shoulder. Again, Christensen got 21 tackles last game. He said, hold my helmet for this one. He might have more than that. He has been an impact player. And this might take the clock away, taking us to the fourth quarter. Rehobeth might snap it forward, and they do. Looking for a little quick pass. Oh! Oh, my Demarion. I am speechless after that play. Pull out the wrestling maneuvers out there. Demarion Thomas laying the shoulder, bringing the energy to the fourth quarter. Knocked the ball out of the hands and probably the breath as well out of the Rehobeth ball carrier. It'll be fourth and goal on the 1 yard line when we get back with the fourth quarter. We are back with the fourth quarter. Fourth down and 1 to go. And the refs call that a touchdown. So yet again, another 6+ minute drive there for Rehobeth. Gets them another touchdown. Tough spot there for the Mustangs to get a stop, though. Rehobeth has had a day with these direct snaps up the gut. So they're going to go for 2. Rotating the team again. I'm going for a rollout play. And they're going to say incomplete. Another big play by Demarion Thomas. 33-20 here. At 17 Springs, 11:54 left to go in the ball game. 11:54 left to go for the Mustangs to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Get another region update. Pike Road still up 35-6 on Russell County, and Wetumpka now up 34-0 over Park Crossing. Onside kick there by the Rebels. Not sure who got the onside kick. And the Mustangs able to get it. Trying to get an exact name of who recovered it for the Mustangs. I know his nickname is Gucci. He's trying to... Aaron Parker Wilson. Getting the recovery there on the onside kick. Mustang offense back on the field at the 50-yard line. D. Barnes being yet another hard man to tackle. Well over that 200-yard mark as he gets. They're going to call him a little short on that one. He was still in forward progress mode. I'm going to give him 4 on that one. 2nd and 6. The 2nd and 6. Quick pass. DeAndre Washington out there at wide receiver. Making a bunch of guys miss. And he's also fighting for those extra yards. What a play. Quarterback to quarterback. DeAndre is still out there at wide receiver. Again, DeAndre the do-it-all. Hand off to D. Barnes. And wouldn't you know it, D. Barnes touchdown. It's kind of hard to say. A 30-yard touchdown being his shortest touchdown run of the night. What a game from the junior running back, adding to his total. That currently stands at 24 touchdowns on the year for D. Barnes. And Espy's kick is up, and Espy's kick is good. That's going to make it 40-20 here at 17 Springs. And got to shout that offensive line in this one. Mason James in the middle. Guards got sophomore Josh Taylor and the senior Raul Garrido Mondragon. And the tackles, junior Tag Obanoff and the senior Gabe Lewis at right tackle. Been making life easy for D. Barnes. But again, that open space and second level play, that's on D. The hardest the Mustangs had to work for a touchdown all day. Needing a couple more plays than just one or two. $10:27 left to go in this fourth quarter. Mustangs up by 20 as Grayson Jones gets ready to kick the ball off. Squib kick gets picked up and downed. That takes a few seconds off the clock, so it's going to be 10:24 left to go. First attempt for the Rebels here on their own 22-yard line. Keeps the handoff, but Jacob Tharp there making a big-time tackle, the senior linebacker. A 4-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 14 after the tackle by Tharp. Got a trips play here. 3 wide receivers on the field for the Rebels. Oh, rollout pass yet again. Finds number 11. I'm going to say probably about a gain of about 2 on the play. They're only going to say 1 yard. 3rd and 13. So 3rd down and 13. 9 minutes left on the clock. A little bit of change. Roll out this time to the other side of the field. Quarterback's just going to keep it. And he has a lot of green grass. And scampers out of bounds. Stopping the clock at 8:52. Getting the first down while he's at it. Trying to see exactly where they call it out yet. I say he went out the 42-yard line. And a very solid play by Rehobeth's quarterback. Not seeing anyone open, just took it himself. Another direct snap play. About 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6. Eight minutes left to go in the game. 2nd and 6. Fakes the handoff, does a play action pass to number 11 who's open. And runs out of bounds. and takes down a Mustang reserve in the process. But 1st and 10, flipping the field on their own on the Mustang 42 now. They're called legal procedure there on Rehobeth. Yeah, 1st and 15. So 1st and 15 here after the penalty on the Rebels. Fakes the jet pass. Looks down the field. And perfectly lands that ball between Demarion Thomas and DeAndre Washington. I don't think either DB got their head around. Rehobeth makes some big plays late. This time just a direct pass. And overthrows his receiver on the play. Stops clock at 7:07. And they're going to call pass interference on the Mustangs. Which I'm a little confused about because they're not even moving. Now they're moving the chains, but I don't think that was enough contact to warrant that. That's going to make it 1st down inside the 20 now. And Coach Adams calls a timeout. So 1st and 10 here for the Rebels. Looks to be about on the 12-yard line. Running around everywhere trying to find someone to get open. At this rate, going to find somebody. And lobs it up. And that's going to be caught. About 5 on the play. 2nd and 5. Another region update. Wetumpka currently up 41-6 in the 4th quarter over Park Crossing. And looks like Pike Road still has that 35-6 lead over Russell County. As Rehobeth runs the ball off the gut yet again and gets a couple at 3rd and 3. And there's going to be a timeout on the field. All right, back after the timeout. 3rd and 2 is what they're going to call it. Direct snap. Another big hit there, this time by Zach Goodson. The 1st and goal here on the 2-yard line. And big 99 there gets the touchdown on the play. We have 40-26. Of course, Rehoboth's going to come out here with the 2-point conversion attempt. Stops the clock with 5:52 left to go. Run the same rollout play yet again. And that's tipped by Jesse Christensen. So keep it 40-26. Mustangs under 6 away from clinching a spot in the playoffs. Again, their first playoff berth since 2020. You expect the Mustangs to expect a possible onside kick yet again. So Mustangs had the middle of the field kind of loaded up, getting ready for an onside kick. And Zach Goodson there secure the kick and make sure it's Mustang ball. It's on the clock at 5:48. Expect the Mustangs to try to kill a lot of this clock. There's a heavy dosage of D. Barnes. And there he goes again. Not able to keep his footing. Another first down run there for D. Barnes. Hand off to D. Barnes again. Cuts backwards. And another big run, but I imagine with the flags in the backfield, it's going to get called backwards. Not exactly sure if we're supposed to reset the game clock or not on that one, but 5:06. 1st and 20 after the holding call. And we're running the clock. 5 minutes. D. Barnes is going to run it again. Trying to get the clock just right. 4:35 left to go in the ball game. 2nd and 15 after the 5-yard run there by D. Barnes. Screen pass, DeAndre Washington. Led his receiver a little bit. And DeAndre going to fight forward. And gets a good chunk of the yardage needed to get the first down. We had 3rd and 3. Actually, 3rd and 2. D. Barnes just jogging up the field. Spins out of a tackle and still going. Or I was trying to say they got a fumble, but I don't think I saw anything. They're going to call it a fumble on the play. And intercepted by Jay Stone. And he's going to walk right in for a pick 6. In a classic ball don't lie situation, Jay Stone gets the pick 6. Extending this Mustang lead to 20 as we get ready for the PAT by SB. Oh, they were getting ready. I was looking at the stream trying to see exactly if D did fumble. But, little does that matter. As a further review, I am looking at the play. It does look like there was a fumble by D. Barnes. But besides the point, Jay Stone gets the pick 6 on the play. 3:13 left to go in the ball game, and the Mustangs are on fire. What a play by the Mustang defense. Again, no further update so far on the Pike Road game. Currently says they're still in halftime, but I don't believe that to be true. Grayson Jones' kickoff is up. And Rehobeth doing a lot of moving with it, but none of it going forward. So after that's going to stop the clock at 3:02. Trying to get an update for y'all on the Pike Road game. go. Updating that game, 49-6 in the third quarter. Pike Road on top. 3 minutes left to go in that third quarter for them. Quarterback looking to pass back. Dominic Sager trying to get the sag. Tharp as well. And it throws a check down. It would get a few yards in the play, but the Mustangs still able to get him quickly. Got a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. The clock's still rolling. 2:35 left to go in the ball game. Mustangs up by 21 points here. Looking to clinch that spot in the playoffs. A roll it pass yet again. Quick throw. Again, fullback hard to bring down. We're going to call it 3rd and 6. Clock still rolling. Roll out this time to the left side. Dominic Sager with the sack on the play. Yeah, Dominic Sager putting the moves on him as a 6'8" state champion wrestler would do. Fourth and 19. Oh, curl route. And gets out of bounds. Which is an odd maneuver on 4th and long. Didn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage on the play. So Mustangs are going to take over. A minute left to go. Up by 21 points. You can just imagine they're just going to try to run out the rest of this clock. And make the short drive home happy. Mustang offense back on the field. Running back change. Got the freshman Jordan Steele out there. Which freshman sensation. And there goes the freshman. Making a big time play late in the game. One might say garbage time, but it's a big play there for a freshman with a lot of talent. So 35 seconds left to go in the ball game. Yeah, just let Jordan Steele run it again. Fumbles the ball, picks it back up. And loses the majority of the yards that he just got on that first carry. And then after that, that just might do it. The clock ticks away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your Stanhope Elmore Mustangs getting the big win at home. 47-26. Clinching a spot in the 6A Alabama playoffs. Their first appearance since 2020. And I know this team is ecstatic. Coach Adams definitely is. Look like he just got a Gatorade bath for it. Big time win here for the Mustangs. It helps when your defense gets you a couple of turnovers. The offense, especially D. Barnes, puts on an absolute clinic here at 17 Springs. Well, that's going to do it here for the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network. Next week, they travel across the river to take on Wetumpka in a battle for third place in the region and a better seating. And after that, right back here for senior night on Thursday, October 30th, take on Calera and end the season off on the right note. I'm Dylan Lark, and thanks for tuning in to the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network.